D, wait for it, delightful.
Check out the name tag. You're in my world now, Grandma.
What's up, nerds? The CW's Arrowverse has come a long way since Arrow Season 1. It's expanded from a single superhero show to an interconnected universe of live-action shows, animated series, and has more on the way. The Arrowverse is by far not perfect, but over 6 years there have been quite a few missteps that have frustrated fans. Characters have been wasted, problems have arisen, villains have become so predictable it's ridiculous. Mistakes have been made on every show and on every level. It doesn't mean that we don't love the Arrowverse, but it does mean that even the most hardcore fan isn't going to turn a blind eye to some of these problems that have arisen. Here are some of the things the Arrowverse got right. Introduce the Multiverse. Introducing the Multiverse didn't make the Arrowverse any less complicated, but it did make it a lot more fun. The Flash was the show that discovered the multiple Earths, and since then our heroes have wandered between dimensions with relative ease. As well as staying true to the comic, the multiverse concept is one that allows for so many great storylines to happen in the Arrowverse, as well as doppelgangers, so our favorite characters can appear in other ways, and even the inclusion of other shows. Supergirl, which began life on another network, was folded into the Arrowverse by way of the alternate reality, and now it's possible for other shows to do the same, opening up the possibility of any other super show, past or present, getting a moment in the sun on one of the CW's current series. Tyler Hoechlin as Superman. One big character that the Arrowverse absolutely nailed is Superman. So much so that a lot of fans feel that Supergirl's version of the DC hero is better than the DCEU's. Tyler Hoechlin first appeared in the second season of Supergirl, although he's been referenced since the pilot, and this cheerful hero captured the hearts of the fans. He's capable and can be serious, but he also clearly loves what he does and has a little fun with the people that he saves. He's there for his cousin and his friends, and is still someone to look up to. He's also got a colorful suit, and a big plus for those DC fans who aren't loving the darker palette of the DCEU. LGBTQ plus representation. The Arrowverse is a great example of how television can get a little more diverse. From great female characters, and several heroes change from the comics in order to bring a little more racial diversity to the classic DC world. These shows are making sure that everyone feels represented. The Arrowverse also does a great job of the LGBTQ representation. With queer characters in every show, Sarah Lance, who moved from Arrow to Legends, is openly bisexual, has dated both men and women on the show, while current Arrow team member Mr. Terrific is gay, and the Flash's original police captain was also openly gay. However, the biggest storyline of the Arrowverse so far was that of Alex's coming out, and her relationship with Maggie. Nicknamed Samverse, the story of this adorable pair was handled beautifully, and while Samverse has now sadly come to an end, it is still a fantastic example of how to include a coming out story in a larger series. Easter eggs and pop culture references. While casual fans and newcomers to comics can always enjoy the Arrowverse shows, for diehard fans, one of the best bits is catching all of the Easter eggs and little nods to other comics and to pop culture. Arrow and The Flash routinely reference other elements of the DC universe, especially Green Lantern and Batman, while Supergirl has included a few nods to the original Wonder Woman series, as well as the CW's earlier super series, Smallville. Legends of Tomorrow also has a lot of fun referencing other time travel shows, as the characters themselves make Terminator jokes and nerdy references throughout, but also as famous figures like George Lucas and J.R.R. Tolkien appeared during their time travel adventures. All these nods are a lot of fun and make it clear that the Arrowverse knows how to appeal to their core audience of proud nerds. It doesn't take itself too seriously. Although some corners of the Arrowverse can get a little bit dark, looking at you, Star City, the majority of it doesn't take itself too seriously, and it's one of the things that makes it fun. The Arrowverse isn't interested in being too grim and real, and enjoys getting colorful and silly from time to time. The Flash has gone all out with characters like Gorilla Grodd and King Shark, and the fans have loved seeing the very over-the-top villains brought to life. While all of the shows are unafraid to have a little fun, it's Legends of Tomorrow that is really throwing serious out the window and just enjoying itself. And the more that it does, the better it gets, with the other live-action DC universes focusing on the dark and gritty angle. It's nice to see the Arrowverse taking a lighter routine. Uses minor comic characters perfectly. While the Arrowverse may not do some of the biggest characters as well as we would hope, it's pretty darn fantastic when it comes to developing and using some more minor characters from the comics. The best example of this is Captain Cold, a minor rogue in the rest of the DC universe who became a fan favorite character across 2 of the Arrowverse series thanks to some great writing and incredible performance by Wentworth Miller. Cold isn't only the smaller character who's enjoyed the Arrowverse makeover though. Many of the rogues that the heroes face are ones who go from silly comic villains to compelling characters on the small screen. It seems the one of the Arrowverse's greatest strengths is the characters that have less of a history and more of an opportunity to grow and change in the new universe. Great female characters. The Arrowverse is filled with amazing female characters and even has 2 of its 4 shows led by women. Supergirl is, unsurprisingly, the most female-focused of the 4 series, with a female super lead, but it's also filled with other strong women, from the capable Alex to multiple female CEOs, Cat Grant, Lena Luthor, and great female friendships. There's even a female president in the universe. The rest of the Arrowverse isn't far behind either, with Sarah leading the Legends, Felicity and Black Canary kicking ass in Star City, and Iris and Catelyn supporting Flash at Star Labs. The women in the Arrowverse are also full, complex characters in their own rights, and not just love interest or second to the male heroes. For a genre that is traditionally male-dominated, it's phenomenal to see so many wonderful women in these 4 series. What do you guys think? Are there any of the things that the Arrowverse got wrong? Sound off in the comments below.
If you like this video, click the Geek What icon and subscribe.